I think I did it. I think I did it correctly.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. Sick.
Heck yes. So welcome to the RTFM show, guys. Obviously, JayzTwoCents is missing today. He is still recovering from his surgery he had. And yeah, we got an interesting show for you guys today. We're kind of just relaxing and attempting to recover from the week of carrying the company. Me and Nick been holding down the fort, and it's been an interesting week.
It was probably the wrong week to try and hold down the fort, but
yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah,
it's not like it's not like you could tell. Oh, just get surgery some other day, dude.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. All right. So, if you guys don't know, RTFM stands for Read the Freaking Manual. That's usually a frequently asked question in the chat. So, yeah, welcome to the show. I'm going to kick things off today with, actually, I'm going to be a little lazy and steal a topic from the FTFA questions.
That's fair.
Because, yeah, let's just get right into it. So, this question comes from James, and he says, what keeps you and the team going with content? What has been your favorite thing to do in the tech creator space? So that's kind of two questions. I don't know. This question kind of popped up. It like stood out to me because of what happened earlier this week. and yeah, I don't know. I think if I were to boil it down, the primary thing that keeps me going with content, or however you want to put that, is just actual enthusiasm for tech. Like that's the thing that you don't fake, you know?
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, yeah, I mean, I love what we do here, and I love covering this sort of stuff because it's just cool to see new technology get pushed and that sort of stuff, which is kind of why I did that the DLSS explainer video that came out today, because that's kind of the topics that, like, if I were to pick and you know, pretty much have like this is the type of video that Phil does, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of yeah. Like I love taking cool tech and like breaking it down for normal people and kind of showing what, like, it's about like showing the magic of the tech, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
like behind the scenes.
Yeah, but I mean, I think part of my problem, if you could call it that, is that I tend to lean optimistic, and when the entire internet hates a problem or hates something, then being optimistic about it is not. Yeah,
it's not allowed, apparently.
Yes. I wouldn't say it's not allowed. It's just not received well.
It gets translated the wrong way.
Yeah. I mean, you've been doing keyboard stuff pretty recently, and we have a keyboard video of yours coming out soon. So, like, is that the sort of stuff that kind of keeps you interested in like the tech sphere, or?
Honestly, I feel like I'm fairly low level. I like putting things together. As far as cool, I did this, but on the computer front, it's like, okay, as long as I can play a game, I'm kind of cool with it. I won't fret too much on the graphics side unless I really love the game, because I'm more like in the story and whatnot.
So you don't really like, you're not really that excited about the tech itself. It's more about like the experience that it can give you.
Yeah, I definitely say it's more of an experience.
Cool, that's awesome.
But like, yeah, keyboard stuff, it's, I don't know. Also, like, once again, I feel low level on that as well, but it's kind of like show and tell. It's like, I discovered this is kind of cool. I want to tell people about it. Yeah. And it's kind of like a platform to share that with. Yeah. So it's like, but I go into it, it's like, yeah, of course I'm going to get like, what do you call it? Recoil. For, he doesn't like. I
mean, it's better than trying to like us trying to hold a show nerding out about drones on the channel, because it's like that's like super not in the wheelhouse of like what the channel normally does.
Bro, did you play with the new ELRS
update? No. I haven't flown in I haven't flown since last year, but I've been meaning to get out there again. I think I'm gonna
let me know
my stuff soon.
I'll charge my stuff too. I haven't flown for like. Oh my god!
I have to. 2 months. The biggest problem for me is getting the spiders out of the charger, because I'm like super arachnophobic. So like, honestly, that's the biggest thing that's stopping me from flying. Because I'm like, I looked at my kit and I was like, want to fly. And then I looked over at the charger and I was about to start loading batteries. It's just all the spider webs all over the charger. And I'm like, oh yeah, they like warm areas. So
I'd hit it with a vacuum first.
Yeah. Outside.
Yeah, outside.
I might as well just overcharge a battery with it in the same bag and then just there you go. Nuke it from orbit with fire. That's how just solve the spider
overcharge
problem.
it. Oh man.
Yeah, van overcharge.
Oh gosh. I built a drone for night flying. It has a low light camera and LEDs on it. But I barely go flying now at night. So it's like I never got to use it yet. But we'll see. I want to do it too.
I know. It's like, yeah, it's one of those hobbies. I think that's like, it's the ADHD, like you hyperfixate on a hobby for like a month and a half or two. And then, but once your brain is like,
I've learned.
Once your brain has gotten, at least for me, this is how it works, is once my brain has gotten its like fill of it, like my appetite for the hobby is completely gone because I ate it all already, you know what I mean?
I get that.
So it's like,
I think right now the hang up for me is I keep breaking the action cam I buy. It's like the Run Cam Down Pros. But every time it smacks, I brick the camera. So I'm on my second one. And I'm also looking for a new spot because the spot we usually fly isn't great for like trippy spins.
They need to do.
So I can't.
Best Buy should do. Well, I mean, they kind of already do the replacement plan for the GoPros and stuff, but like they should totally. There needs to be like an insurance company that
handles
this.
drones.
Yeah. Just insure all tech that just like goes through a lot, like phones and stuff too. You know.
Oh man.
Because it's like, I mean, I freaking love Apple Care Plus, but it's like, I wish that was a thing for all of my tech devices. You know what I mean? Like, whenever I buy something that's more than like $200, I'm just like, okay, so what about accidental damage cover? You know what I mean? Coverage, because it's like, you just never know. You know what I mean? It's been since the iPhone 6 since I've broken an iPhone or even cracked one. Knock on wood, it's going to happen tomorrow. But that being said, you know what I mean? Like, I still like the peace of mind of having that warranty in the bag. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean...
Gosh, yeah. I don't know.
Whoa, the whole computer froze for a second. You guys still there? That was weird.
Stream's still up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, our stream computer froze. I think it's Asusing. It got mad at us talking all that crap about its Asus motherboard last week, so it's still kind of.
Oh, Jay's in chat.
Oh, Jay's in chat.
Y'all better behave in chat.
What do you say?
He says y'all better behave in chat. I'm watching.
Oh.
It's like, oh, okay.
Wait, I can also type as Jay. Huh. Hi, I am Jay. Happy face. The YouTube like account thing, he's probably like, wait, why is he talking from two different places?
Hi, I am Jay.
Okay, cool. So anyway, yeah, that 4060 Ti review did not go over that well. That was honestly kind of my first real, like, I guess you could call it an oops. I would say first video that ever bombed on YouTube. So that was an interesting learning experience of kind of how to. It's like reading the room, but if the room was every consumer on YouTube ever.
Everyone is blindfolded and they can't see what you're reviewing.
Yeah.
Including yourself. So it's like an escape room at that point.
I can't tell if people are talking to me, Jay, or JJ. I'm the king of misbehaving. Okay. JayzTwoCents. I am Jadicus. Okay. Oh. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Of course, the one time when it's just like, Phil, handle the show. Like, I'm just going to get all these random errors. You know, I'm just going to let it roll. I haven't changed any settings since last time. And then the last time before that last time was the time when it decided to be 15 FPS for the entire thing. So I don't know. OBS, whatever. Anyway.
What has been our favorite thing to do in the tech creator space?
Yeah, I think it's just showing off cool, like,
to get our hands on stuff, and like get to experience it, and like kind of like be like the. I hate how it's kind of like we had the responsibility, like, hey, this is what's coming down the line. This is kind of what you should look out for or don't look for. But even if we're wrong on that, we're still like, if we're right or wrong, we're still gonna get slapped, kind of.
I mean, yeah,
so it's like there's no pleasing anyone.
Yeah, I mean, but that's a fact of life. Is that you're not gonna please everyone ever. You know what I mean? In any situation, it's just like, what is it? Yeah, when that video went down, it was like the first time where I saw that sort of backlash happen to something that I had the majority of control over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like, oh, okay, so this is what you do in the situation in which this happens. And yeah, and then so it was actually not like absolutely terrible of an experience. You know what I mean? Like that same day, the team got on, we got on a call and everything, and they talked about like, okay, moving forward, for the AMD review, let me see a draft of the video so that I can make sure that, the messaging is going to align with something that, I, as Jay, would say, And so, yeah, I think it was more of a, it was just too purely Phil, positive in that way, you know what I mean? And that it was just like, let Phil be his normal excited self about something. And then when that doesn't align with the whole internet, it's not exactly a good, like, I don't want to say not a good look because that sounds like disingenuous, you know what I mean? But yeah, it was just like when everyone's mad, no one wants to see anything positive.
Yeah, they just want to see more stuff that continues the cycle of being mad.
Which kind of cracked me up because, like, as we were setting up for this stream, I was flipping through Twitter and I saw Jerry Everything post. He had a similar sentiment because he had just done a video on that freaking Dyson headphone air filter stupid thing that makes you look like Bane or whatever. And like me and Nick were watching, like coincidentally, we were watching that video earlier. We were cracking up at it because like the product itself is a ridiculous product. Like spend $1,000 on an air filter attached to some headphones, right?
Yeah.
But but it was funny because I didn't think that he was too positive about it. I didn't think he said really anything good about it. But then like apparently the whole backlash equals if you're even slightly positive about something that everyone hates, then it's bad. So. Those buffering errors. Oh, okay. Sorry, Jay just texted me. So it's like I thought that was hilarious that even something as obviously dumb as the Dyson headphones air filter combo thing, even that it's like, oh, Jerry Everything didn't hate it enough. Therefore, like he's a shill for the product or whatever. Like people were replying to that tweet, like, "Oh, how much was the Dyson check?" Blah blah blah. And I'm like, dude, like,
it said right off the bat he paid for it himself. I don't know. It's
Michael Daw says, "I'd be terrible at reviewing stuff. I pretty much love everything." Same here.
See, yeah.
Like honestly, I tend to like try to not buy bad stuff. So then I generally like things that I get that are new.
I just don't buy everything that pops up. I compare.
Yeah.
I wait a while. And like if it's something I want like really bad, it's an impulse buy. Otherwise, it sits on the list until I see like a price drop.
Somebody said, "Hope Lay gets better soon." Dude, the K key is in between the J and the L. Lay's 2 cents, pros and cons to everything. Yep. But I thought that was interesting that even Jerry Everything was going through that stuff. So yeah, I mean, again, like I said, like it is a lesson in anything that you're not going to be able to please everyone. It's just, seeing that actually happen to my face firsthand was like, kind of sucked, but whatever. It's not bad. It's the internet.
There's always so many, it is what it is, what I could do in a single day.
Yeah. And it could be worse. Like I could be up on that stupid cherry picker, like 100 feet in the air.
Oh yeah.
Filming that stupid drag race. Oh my God. So I'm really, really scared of heights. And then they made me like, this was an old studio that I worked for before when I was doing car stuff. And they made me go in the cherry picker to get like the top down shot because we didn't have a drone pilot with a stupid Part 107. And it was like right when they got particular about the Part 107s. And so like we had brought our drone, but then like I couldn't fly it legally. And so yeah, I went in a stupid cherry picker and it was really freaking scary. And like any amount of wind, dude, it's just like
wobbles.
Woo!
I was like, oh no.
Like every time I see like the like people like electricians and stuff doing work in those things, I'm just like, God, they have like how do you fit your gigantic balls into the basket along with you? Because seriously.
Oh my God. That one, or those random YouTube videos that show them just changing a light on like the tallest towers.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys climbed that? What?
Yeah, dude, those like antenna tower, like the flashing lights at the top.
Like,
oh my god, dude.
Wait, you climb it every 6 months, but you make 20 grand per climb.
I like watching those videos every once in a while, like, but then like it just gets like straight up palm sweaty.
Yeah.
Knees weak, arms spaghetti. The spaghetti on a spaghetti already. Mom's spaghetti. On the surface, he looks calm spaghetti. To drop bombs, but he keeps on spaghetti.
Oh man.
So anyway, what do you think it's gonna take for big developers to snap back into shape?
Dude, okay, yeah. So I mean, everyone knows about the Blizzard thing, where it's like, oh, we're cutting PvE or the co-op part of the game. That
recap for the people that haven't heard about it, because I heard something, but I didn't know the specifics. So what happened?
Basically, they cut out their single player / co-op mode for like
Overwatch
the
2?
Overwatch 2. That was initially announced when they announced the game. And
so it's just Overwatch 1 again.
yeah, so it's just Overwatch 1 all over again with a couple new characters, features, maps, whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's like I started wondering, like, this is becoming a norm now. And like, especially after Cyberpunk, where it's like, oh, there's supposed to be monorails and stuff. Like, yeah, people fix that with mods,
dude, like,
and whatnot.
Have you started? Yeah, like there's a growing sentiment of like more and more pushback against games that come out unfinished.
Yeah, but it's like, even from a AAA title, like
it's almost always AAA titles, so that's the thing. Yeah, like, that's the funny thing,
that's
right?
That's the weirdest thing, because now we're going like, oh, I'm finding a couple of indie games that are fun, or smaller titles. It's like, or going back even just like to play older games because everything is going on sale.
Yeah, like I've been telling you, I've been playing through a lot of Halo 1 and 2 through the Master Chief Collection, and I was just like, what did I say? I was like, man, remember when Bungie made fun?
Yeah.
Like, dang.
And then you look
this
at
was
Halo
fun.
Infinite, it's like,
oh god,
where is all the stuff from here? It's not in here.
Dude, I played through Halo Infinite on Game Pass, and I want my $5 back. I want that month of time back and the $5 that I paid for the month of Game Pass.
You only paid $5 because I did the 65, like, play the multiplayer early.
Oh, people in chat are bringing up Gollum. Sorry to cut you off, but yeah, Gollum. Throw that into the mix. So the reason I brought up the Twitter. Like the Twitter backlash is because I saw this tweet that had all of the apology letters from the different like AAA studios, and it was just like, oh, I collected them all. Like they're Pokemon cards, right?
Oh my gosh. How many?
The Golem was the latest one to collect.
Oh no.
Because it was like Jedi Survivor, right? Because they were like, oh, we don't know why it's running crap on PC. It's like, well, you guys wrote it. You figured it out.
Yeah. Don't leave it to the mods.
Right. Yeah, like,
but like, I feel like it's coming to a standard. The whole standard of we'll patch it later is like just wearing out.
Yep.
So it's like, what is it going to take to get those back into shape? Because they already get your money, and you can't speak with your money by saying get a refund or doing like, let's start a petition for a lawsuit. It doesn't work.
Yeah, petitions don't do
it.
Yeah.
So it's like, we could say like, hey, just don't consciously don't buy it, you know, until you know for sure it's fixed. But you're always going to know it's like somewhere out there's a kid begging their parents, please buy this game.
I know. And that's the reason why it's just, it
hence
sells.
We keep getting Call of Duties.
Yeah, it's basically games as a service. It is like the devil. It's the root of all evil. But unfortunately, the problem is we're stuck in a time in which that is the best way to make money as a game publisher.
And then layer microtransactions somewhere.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter how crappy it is, because people still buy it. You know what I mean? They wouldn't be putting these games out if people didn't buy them.
I mean, maybe if it was still like a physical copy, so there's like some sentiment behind it in a sense, like more tangible than digital, because it's like they're just passing out the source code at this point instead of giving it to you on a CD. At least on the CDs, they had to make sure the game was polished and would actually run function properly to be shipped as a game.
And the worst part about stuff like Jedi Survivor having bad performance is because I've been playing through it, like it's an awesome game. Like it's a great game. But then like, you know, when I have to brute force it with a 3090 and I'm still getting sub 60 FPS in some scenes, you know, it's like,
you start to question it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not unplayably bad. And like, obviously Cyberpunk had significantly more bugs at launch.
Yeah.
That being said, at least the Cyberpunk bugs were funny, and so it honestly didn't really mess up my enjoyment of the game at all. But yeah, Jedi Survivor is just not utilizing the hardware that's in the computer to its fullest potential. And it's just sad to see that happen to, a game with a dope story and fun gameplay.
I mean, so I didn't play Fallen Order until about a year and a half later, until it came out.
And by then it was patched up pretty decently.
Yeah, and I thought it was a fantastic game for what it was. Granted, I only paid like $10 for it too.
Yeah,
so,
that's a great $10 game for sure.
So I was like, wow, I kind of regret not buying it sooner, but if this is like the product now, I didn't mind it.
And the worst part about the Jedi Survivor performance issues is that Jedi Survivor, from a gameplay perspective, fixes everything that annoyed me about Fallen Order. And so, like, everything that annoyed me about Fallen Order's gameplay and, like, balancing and stuff, like, Survivor is so much better at. It's like, it's just, there's tons of quality of life improvements and stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and so, but then they decided to just, like, it honestly, it just seems like, obviously this is speculation, but, like, it just seems like they were like, hey, it runs great on a PS5. Screw it, ship it. Right? The Xbox is the same APU anyway, just slower, so whatever, ship it. Deal with it. Yeah. And then it was like, what about PCs? It's like, well, they're more powerful than a PS5, so it'll be fine.
We made the game from a PC. So.
Yeah.
Oh, someone mentioned 2042. Okay, so Battlefield, it's a special spot because to me, it died after, I loved Battlefield 2, 3, and 4. As soon as they announced Hardline and I played the demo, I'm like, this is going down a path I don't like at all.
And the funny thing about Battlefield is that, like, even though you and Jay and I didn't know each other back then, it was only you and Jay playing, I also had the same, like, amount of hype and experience with, like, the old, like, Battlefield 2, Bad Company 2 and 3, and then, Bad Company 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, those games, that was, like, the core memories of like nostalgia for Battlefield. Like, that was when it was the most fun, and me and the most out of all my friends were all playing it at the same time. And so it was like the same for you guys. And so we were all three of us were equally, like, really devastated at 2042, because we were like, oh my God, the beta actually reminds me of when Battlefield was fun. You guys remember that? Yeah. And then the game comes out and it's like, sucks.
Yeah. It's like, well, I dodged that bullet and I haven't played. Well, what was the other game? The other Battlefield, was it Battlefield 5? Is that the one you guys did?
Yeah, we played a little bit of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I played a little bit of that.
A decent amount, but
it didn't hit the same at all. And so I stopped giving EA my money for Battlefield.
Yeah.
Just after the betas, it's like, okay, it got to a point after Hardline, whenever they had a beta, it was like, okay, this is what the release is going to be like. And it hasn't disappointed that expectation since, especially after 2042.
Dude, it was funny watching Jay play 2042 here. And like, the emoji with, like, the straight lines for the eyes and the mouth, where it's just, like, that was his face the entire time. And I'm like, this is sad, because it's like, I know how much he loved Battlefield back in the day, because I did too. We all did. And watching him play it, and he's just like,
just watching the happiness fade away.
Yeah.
Like,
as if it ever was there in that game. So, yeah, dude, it's like it, and it's I guess it's probably easy for me to say, like, oh, well, back in the day when they had to launch on cartridges and CDs, you couldn't really patch a game, so they had to get it right on the first time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, games back then were involved significantly less stuff, and people working on them.
And it was like for a specific platform. They didn't have to deal with, like, the multi-platform juggle, which, I mean, that's probably going to be a headache for developers as well. But it's still kind of like an expectation, like, make sure it's polished on all fronts.
Especially when you have, like, and it's probably misattributed to Shigeru Miyamoto, but, like, that one quote that's just like, a delayed game can eventually be good, but a bad game is bad forever.
Yeah.
Like, and because that was the what is it? That was the mindset they had to have back then, because, again, you can't, like, well, we're gonna patch your N64 cartridge.
It's like, what?
Like, no, you can maybe get a revision out that has a newer version of the game. You know what I mean? But, like, you can't, like, patch an old version.
You can't do it over the air.
Yeah. In fact, like, one of my favorite stories about that is the Donkey Kong 64, and the whole reason it came with the expansion pack, because, so, like, if you remember,
more memory, right, for it to run.
So Donkey Kong 64, the expansion pack for the N64, for people that don't know, is an additional, I believe, 2 or 4 megabytes of SRAM or something. that adds on to the existing memory that's on the system. So basically the little port in there is just an open RAM slot that you can just shove the expansion pack in. The best part is the game itself, the engine and everything does not require the extra RAM at all. The only reason the extra RAM is there is because there's a bug in the game that would crash the game. But if you put the buffer into the extra RAM, the time it would take to crash the game was like something like a week instead of like a few hours. And so obviously a few hours is a no-go because, you know, somebody could play that all the way through and then crash and then you lose your save. But if you extend it out to a week, no one's going to play a game and leave their N64 on for a week, especially if it has saves. So yeah, so they were just like, it was caught like so late in production that the only solution was just ship the game with RAM. So that way this today. One bug. Yeah, how could you imagine that today? Like just ship the, but you know, they did it. And it's one of the best N64 games ever. And it's freaking huge of a game. But like, yeah, like that was the creative solutions and stuff that they had to do back then because they were forced to, like, when you ship, you're shipping and it's done and that's it. You know what I mean? Like maybe if you're really lucky and you're a big company, you can go get a new revision out or something that patches something. But yeah, it almost seems like,
because like even doing a revision costs more money than what they wanted to spend, and they probably weren't even going to make that money back after they did a revision.
Yeah,
because people were
exactly because you got to spend money to pay the coders to do the revision, then also
and
just
produce it,
especially with cartridges, because cartridges themselves, the media itself is a pretty significant amount of the cost of the, you know, getting it out there. But you know, now that I think about it, it's like, were games really that much less buggy back then? Because I don't know. Like, if you've ever watched any
Super Jumps on Halo 2 multiplayer, just like
yeah, or I was gonna say, like, if you've ever watched any Ocarina of Time speedrun, you know that game is very, very, very broken. Yeah, and
even, Super Mario was too.
So I don't know. It's just, I think maybe just the bugginess and the general release quality of games has very slightly gone downhill. It's just the rest of gaming itself isn't as fun as back then because there's just so much more like predatory stuff that we have to deal with DLCs and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even like I miss when like I had positive feelings for an expansion pack, you know, and back when they called them expansion packs versus DLCs.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I remember loving. There's this old Star Trek Voyager game called Elite Force. It was based on the Quake 3 engine. And I, you know, obviously me being a huge Star Trek fan and a kid, I freaking loved that game. And then they came out with this dope expansion pack that had like, you know, you could free roam around the USS Voyager and like, you know, interact. It was just basically like a fan service expansion pack.
So like the last DLC from Mass Effect 3?
Yeah, basically, yeah. But it came on its own CD and everything, and then you installed it, and then you had all that stuff. But it was like, it was all new stuff. You know what I mean? In fact, like one of the biggest things that the expansion pack did was it added Jerry Ryan's voice as 709 back in because she was occupied when they were recording the game. And so they had to get another actress to do 709's voice in the game. And so the expansion pack redid all of her lines. And I was like, dude, imagine a company doing that much effort for a DLC these days. Dude. Like it'd be like, no, here's some skins. Give us $30. At least. If you don't have Battle Pass Premium Ultra Extreme, then it's $50 for the skin.
We'll give you a Santa outfit for $60.
Yeah. And then if you want the hat, $5. Dude. Meanwhile, I get a freaking entire virtual USS Voyager to run around and detonate the warp core if I wanted to. Like Jerry Ryan's entire voice lines across the entire game, which gave you a reason to replay through the whole campaign, right? They added new stuff and new multiplayer modes and everything, and it was like $25.
Yeah. Oh my. Yeah.
That's like a car in Rocket League now.
That was like, how many expansions did Battlefield 2 have? They had like 4, right?
Yeah. Battlefield 2 had a few. Yeah, I remember at the very least one of the ones I remember was the one with the night vision stuff and like the Spec Ops stuff.
The Spec Ops pack. I remember that one, and there's like two other packs or whatever. But those I felt were like a successful deal. Like it was like 8 new maps almost.
Yeah.
But like the new guns alone, and it didn't feel like a season pass. Like you didn't have to play the game that season to unlock the stuff. Like you already had it regardless.
You got the game, and then the extra stuff that you got was extra new stuff.
It wasn't sitting in the code waiting to be unlocked.
Exactly. That's dude. Oh my god. Like so. Another series that's really, really, really dear to my heart is Mass Effect, right? And so when Mass Effect 3 comes out, like there's already, I think we're past the statute of limitations. So there's this character called Javik, right? He's a Prothean, which is like, he's the last remaining of a race that was from the cycle previously, which was like 50,000 plus years ago or whatever, right? he was written in the game and everything, and he was like a main character that you could recruit. And then they decided at the last minute, hey, let's just lock him behind a $10 day one DLC.
So was that BioWare or was that EA who
That
said
was hella
lock him
EA.
out?
For sure it's EA, dude.
Hey, yo, lock him out.
Yeah. I was like, wait, so if you're an enthusiast of Mass Effect and you want to learn all this cool lore about Protheans, $10. And we know you already bought Mass Effect 3 and it's fine. We know you're going to enjoy our RGB ending, but you want to learn more about the Protheans, $10. And I was like, dude, like that was the first time that kind of like really made me go like, what is gaming turning into? Because this is bullshit. Just straight up. Like it's the content is on the disc already, dude.
I think if I played Mass Effect like all the way through back then, because I didn't play it till later, I waited for Patch Drop. I would be more annoyed that I have to replay it to get the experience with that character.
Yeah.
After just like,
well, at least nowadays, if you buy any version of it, it like comes with all the DLC. Yeah. But like, I bought Mass Effect 3 at launch and everything too. And then yes, I bought the stupid Javik DLC because I really wanted to learn about the Protheans. Yeah. And he's a dope character. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like I paid $10 and then Javik sucked. But like he's actually freaking hilarious and he has like some of the best lines because obviously a dude that hasn't been woken up for 50,000 years. Everything's changed. Yeah.
Like Captain America and the Avengers.
Yeah, no, but it, like to the point where it's like, imagine, like he says to one of the Solarians, like, you guys used to eat flies. Like, you know what I mean? Because like when he was last awake, they were sitting there on the ground eating flies. They weren't evolved yet. And so yeah, imagine that level of hilarity of like, back in my cycle, blah, blah, blah. You guys were just tadpoles. And it's like, it's freaking hilarious. But yeah, like the fact that they wrote all that material, they made this dope character. And then EA was just like, hey, what can we charge people for more that isn't absolutely essential to finishing this game? I guess, Javik. All right, fine, here. $10 DLC. Check them out.
I mean, I was another good example is probably Fast and Furious. They're on Fast 10 now.
Oh, God.
And I read that.
How does this happen? What is this? Wait, okay,
I'm trying to figure out how it's still going. But I also want to know why it made so much money in the box office if everyone mutually agreed like it should have ended at 7. Like, and there was a good send off. It was a good like closure for the whole series. And then, oh no, we're extending it. They have a 10, and then now they're even announcing like this is going to be another 2 more movies supposedly to close off another. It's like, how much money are you going to milk out of this? Because
I think, okay, like to answer your question of like how are people still seeing this and why is it still going on? I think it's kind of like headphones in that sometimes you want to tune for the audio file that's super particular about stuff and wants to geek out about the audio. And sometimes you have to tune a set of headphones for just the general public who just wants, give me all the bass, give me all the treble, screw the mids. Yeah, basically. Or Bose or Beats or any other default kind of like any other OEM that has a profile that's default like that. And that's why you always get the classic, like, oh, Bose is overpriced, Beats is overpriced, blah, blah, blah. Why do people still buy them? And it's like, because they're tuning it specifically for the average person to like and enjoy the sound and not have to fiddle with it or buy an amp or blah, blah, blah. And I feel like that's what Fast and Furious 1 and to some extent 2 were for car guys, where it was like the, oh, cool, I get to nerd out in this like fantasy land of like where like tuned up cars are the coolest thing ever in the world, right? And you're not grinding and you're not double clutching like you should. And I'm just gonna say random car terms that sound cool because this movie, like, it was basically just hackers but for cars, right? Like, I think more so Fast and Furious 2 was hackers but for cars. Yeah. But like, because it was just starting to get more ridiculous, but it was still about the cars and still about car nerdery. Mm-hmm. And then around Fast 4 onwards, it stopped becoming a movie about car nerds or car nerdery, and it became more of like a Mission Impossibler, which I like to call it. But,
that makes sense.
But
it's Mission Impossible.
The problem is a car nerd movie is not really like that. Like, you know, everyone's not going to like it because it's just like there's a lot of it's actually one of my favorite takes that I've watched about the whole Fast and Furious series was by Cosmonaut Variety Hour. And he hated it specifically because it was about cars, because he's not a car person. Mm. And I was like, I never thought of that, like, from that angle. Yeah, because I've always been a car person. But yeah, he was like 1 and 2 or whatever, 3, and then it just gets insane. And then it becomes a literal live action American anime with like dudes. And I was like, That's actually a perfect way to describe it. It's a shonen
Live
anime.
action anime.
Yeah, it's a live action American shonen anime where like The Rock flexes a cast off because daddy's got to go back to work. Like, you could always say a line that dumb in an anime.
True.
Like you're just, and then go freaking tackle a drone out of a window or whatever he does. I forgot. But yeah, like I feel like that's what they did. They were just like, the car nerd movie thing isn't really working anymore as much as, especially because Tokyo Drift was the last one that was really following that formula. And it was kind of like no one really liked it just because like, everyone wanted Paul Walker and Vin Diesel, right?
Yeah.
That was the whole, like, that was
classic-
like the soul
the
of
classic
the
duo,
series.
yeah.
Yeah. So it was kind of a bad idea to just randomly like, oh, is this also a prequel or whatever? Or in the future, I forgot like how they did the stupid timeline with Tokyo Drift. But yeah, it's just like, I think that's what happened with that series where they were just like, sorry car guys, but we're going to have to do the Mission Impossible thing because people watch those movies more. And I think that's why it's still going because people
like,
keep
damn.
watching him. You know what I mean? Like there are a lot of people out there that want to watch Vin Diesel
Clearly.
like jump a car off of a bridge and then jump off of the car and then catch somebody and then land onto another car's windshield on another bridge.
The brake physics.
Yeah. Yeah, because again, it's an anime. At this point, it's literally it's not grounded in reality anymore, and it's just like the more quickly you like accept that, the better of a movie it gets.
Just turn off.
Like we're talking about a series in which like Jason Statham and Vin Diesel fight with a wrench and like a bent pipe on top of a parking structure.
Yeah, Vin Diesel stomps the structure.
Yeah, no. And then he says the best anime one-liner ever. Thing about street fights, the street always wins.
Oh no!
And then he kicks the structure and the whole thing crumbles. Like what? What are we watching
just
anymore?
Staring like this is really happening right now.
I think my favorite. This has gone completely off the rails, but I love it. Anyway, I think my favorite character, how the hell did this happen? Like, question is Ludacris becoming like super hacker man because.
So yeah, was it
just
Too
like-
Fast Too Furious? He's lifting bridge gates.
Yeah, he's literally just a dude with a garage and like some, a few like lockpicking skills so that he could go hit a bridge and turn it into a ramp, right? Yeah. But he's just like a regular. He's like us, right? If we just had a garage and then decided to run street races on the weekends or whatever. But like, and then suddenly he's like, oh yeah, no, I know how to hack into God's eye. It's like, wait, what? When did you learn this?
He took a masterclass, dude.
Yeah.
That heist money let him to get a masterclass.
He watched Crash Override and Acid Burn's masterclass on how to hack. And then, with a guest lesson from Neo.
Yeah.
John
the
Anderson
architect came through too.
Yeah, the architect. Oh my god. There's another series that didn't need a sequel or
Okay,
three.
so I watched that on the flight. I was like, okay.
Matrix Resurrections?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's been interesting because Jay said it wasn't too bad. He actually liked it. And
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting because everyone was hating it. I still haven't seen it yet, though.
Okay, yeah. So I didn't think it was too bad. Some things just didn't make sense to me, but I was like, it still had visual eye candy as far as like fight scenes and whatnot.
Right.
And like the story, it's like, okay, I could get past the story part because it didn't make sense to me at all, just because I was enjoying the action scenes enough to look past it. So I guess that's what someone else could say about Fast and Furious.
Right. It's just like if you just want more Matrix action scenes,
Yeah.
then it'll work. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
it was.
I remember watching a video essay about it, and their like theory was that the Wachowskis really didn't want to do this, but the studio kept pressuring them, so then they were just like, "Fine, we'll just remake Matrix 1, but crappier."
So. I mean, yeah, I guess you could call it like a fan fiction brought to the
It kind of that's what I've heard because it follows a lot of the same beats, right?
Yeah.
Like as the Matrix 1.
It's a lot of that deja vu thing, and then you start thinking, well, wait, this is that thing that they were talking about earlier. Yeah,
yeah, because I've seen like the scene or whatever where he sees Trinity and then like doesn't recognize her or whatever, and I was like, that's a pretty cool, interesting idea, but
yeah, alternate reality kind of
yeah. People in chat saying John Wick 4 was an episode. I mean, all the John Wick films are just they don't miss. they don't miss.
Have you seen it yet?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
Not yet.
I'll save.
Yeah.
I'll save it because
2 had the best line. Ejecto Cito. Yeah, Fast and Furious. Too Fast and Too Furious was like the first two movies were the most quotable. Like I swear I could probably recite like 80% of both of those movies.
I felt Tokyo Drift still had some good ones too.
What is Drift?
Wabaki.
What's DK stand for? Donkey Kong?
Still need a dictionary?
Yes. Oh my god. Sorry. Chad's like, wow, Phil got really mad. Yes, because Bow Wow's stupid description of drifting was, if you ain't out of control, you ain't in control. Still need a dictionary? And it's the stupidest thing. Like, that is single-handedly dumber than, like, all of anything Vin Diesel said in Fast and Furious 1, including the granny shifting, not double-clutching like you should line.
Oh, my gosh.
If you ain't out of control, you ain't in control. I just imagine, like, what's his face just like, that don't help me though. Like you still haven't told me what drifting is. Like, so what am I supposed to do? Yeah, what am I supposed to do with the thing?
Yank the e-brake.
Yeah. His first description: yank the e-brake, and then you're gonna counter steer, and then once you power over, it's like, yes, that's how every drift works. You're not sounding cool because you're. Anyway,
do you know what the Mona Lisa is?
Gallo 32 or Gallo 40? Gallo 24. I didn't know pizza places made motors.
Imagine, dude, the pizza place is a front, but in the back they're building RVs just straight up.
That'd be Jay right there. That's the future for sure. After he's done with this chat.
Yo, come get your race car built and have some pizza while we're waiting.
Yeah. We're at Jay's Pizza. We're at Jay's Pizza place, and then it's just all like, just underground, complete like street racing.
In the back, it's just an actual shop.
Yeah.
It's like, where's the pizza? Oh, that's in the front.
Yeah.
Entrance. I'm like, oh, okay. It's gonna be like the DoorDash deliveries. I always go to the wrong door.
Oh my god. So like, I'm trying to think of a way to say this without doxing. So our office building has an identical sized and shaped office building that is across a small alleyway from it, and the number is only one number different from our building.
Yeah.
And both of those buildings have all the same numbers or all the same letters for each suite. And so we get a lot of DoorDash and like people looking for a shop that's, on the other side or in the other building.
Yeah, we're not the shop they're looking for.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. And so, now I'm imagining like somebody coming in to grab pizza and they're just like,
this isn't pizza.
Why are these cars spitting fire?
Yeah. Other side.
Oh my gosh. Sir, is your pizza factory?
Factory pepperonis.
Factory, yeah. Carb comes and tells you can't put this many pepperonis on a pizza.
But you do it anyways and then put pineapple just to insult them.
No, you can only sell the extra pepperoni pizza to like 48 states. You can't sell it to California or New York.
Not California legal pizza.
Yeah, it's a California illegal pizza. Too many pepperonis and sausage, man.
Oh my god.
That's too much fun for California.
Don't limit us on the pepperoni. Or you have to do it like In-N-Out. You can't do like an 8x8. You have to get two 2x2s. Or two 2x2s and then two double-doubles.
You know why they did that, right? Because it was those idiots that kept doing the 100 by 100.
Yeah.
And then they were like, okay.
Stop.
Chill. Daddy, chill. Like, In-N-Out was just like, yo, the most you can eat is a 4x4. If you want more than that, get another one. Like, shut up. We're not going to do your stupid 100 by 100 and have no meat for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. So, yeah, Fast and Furious is insane now. But I think if you look at it as a shonen anime, it's actually a pretty good one.
American anime.
Yeah, you just have to accept the fact that like it's not for us car guys anymore. It hasn't been since like 3.
Yeah, 3 or 4. You just
gotta like flip your brain into, okay, I'm just gonna watch a dumb action movie and then watch
it's so hard to switch off though.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, for me, I think the moment I was on board with it was when the rock bottoms Jason Statham and the camera 180s with him.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, one, that's a dope shot.
They did that again with Michelle Rodriguez and Ronda Rousey with their fight, right?
But it's not as cool because it was The Rock doing a rock. Actually, I think it was suplexing. Anyway, yeah, I thought that shot was cool, and I was like, all right, that's a pretty dope action movie. And then it just like ever since then, I'm just like, no, Fast and Furious is not cars anymore. It's about action. It's just
over the top action.
Like I said, it's Mission Impossible.
like Call of Duty in the Modern Warfare series, it's all the action set pieces that make it fun in the campaign.
Basically, yeah. With like the minimum amount of plot in between to like, you know. Yeah. No, that's definitely Fast and Furious in a nutshell. I still think it's a good series. It's just not what it used to be, like the vibe wise, and so I think that's why I put off a lot of.
Maybe I'm just becoming a grumpy boomer.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm still sad about the fact that it's not about the cars anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I almost feel like we're never going to get movies like the first two, even the first three. Fast and Furious,
apart from Disney's Cars.
God, yeah. Which is funny because it was still about drifting in the first one. At the end of the day, all he did was learn what is drift.
Just Disney Tokyo Drift.
Dude, like if freaking Bow Wow just shows up in cars, hey, yo,
oh no,
it just tells Lightning McQueen, you gotta get out of control, and then put you in control.
It's when you're in control.
I can't even say it right because it's so stupid. Yeah,
teaching Mater how to drift.
Oh my gosh. It's probably gonna happen in like Cars 5 or whatever. Okay. I'm still like, why did they make a Toy Story after 3?
That's a great question. I blocked out Toy Story 4. I watched it to say
I barely even remember 3. It was so long ago, honestly.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I like how Chad's just talking about pizza because
see, everyone loves pizza.
I cut my pizza. I cut my life into pizza. This is my plastic fork.
Oh my gosh.
That's so funny. Unleashed 75 says, I cut my pizza into 6 slices because I don't think I could eat more than 6 slices. That is stellar logic right there. That is exactly how you do it.
How do you outsmart what can't be outsmarted?
Yeah, I know. Dude, they should, that's an honorary Mensa membership right there.
Harvard's going to be contacting
Just cut it into less pieces, dude. That's a great idea. Gran Turismo movie is coming, chat mentioned. That is actually kind of...
That is true. I haven't seen trailers
I'm iffy on it. I'm interested in that. It's cool that it's like a esports to real sports kind of a story.
From my understanding, it's like their actual GTA or a GT program where it's like they had winners from the video game that go to actual racing. Yeah,
I remember filming some stuff of that at the SEMA like after party stuff, like the Gran Turismo parties that they would have. And I remember finding out about it. I was like, wait, they have an esports league that actually leads into
an actual seat?
Yeah, it's like a feeder. It's like a feeder league for actual motorsports, which is pretty cool. And I guess this is the story of like one dude that went through all that and then like actually became a legit car racer, which is dope.
So I think I'll put that on my watch radar then.
It's also like, I feel like for people that are like our age and that we're also super nerds and have messed around with like car simulators and all that other stuff in PC gaming, like that's really the childhood dream. Play a video game, get so good at the video game that you could do it in real life and then do it in real life and then win. Like it's
like, oh,
that's pretty cool. You know what I mean? And it's not like you can play enough Halo to become the Master Chief. Yeah,
so waiting
but
for
you could definitely play enough sim racing to become a racer, for sure.
DRL does it too.
Yeah, DRL does it.
They have like the online season.
Jay's like Jay hates it. He's like, stop making racing games and movies. Need for Speed sucked. Oh yeah, the Need for Speed movie was so bad.
Let's not talk about that one.
Yeah, you guys want to hate a car movie. Like Fast and Furious shows you how to execute one correctly.
Or go over the top. Need for Speed shows you how to miss the mark.
I don't even remember anything from that movie besides like a blue Mustang. I think
I remember
it was a blue like GT 350 or whatever, right? And that was like the hero car.
I remember that. Or
was it a Challenger? I don't remember.
I remember there was a Sesto Elemento in it, so it was like the first time actually seeing it like on screen or anywhere.
I love how the Italians had to be like the 6th element because they already did the 5th element.
It's carbon, bro.
Yeah. Not multipass, carbon. Carbon pass. So many people in chat are just like, I mentally blocked out Need for Speed. Thanks, Jay, for bringing that back.
Thanks.
Yeah, I totally forgot about it, too.
Yeah, what if they remastered Underground 1 and 2, though?
Did I remember it was so bad? Oh, wait, the games?
Yeah. That's the game. Speaking of remasters,
I don't know if I have enough faith in
like a faithful remaster
when Ghost Games or whoever's in charge of the series right now, because Unbound was okay. Like it was pretty. I've heard it's pretty fun. I still haven't picked it up yet, but like the review, like there are still modern gaming issues with it in that like
What was the last ones I played? It was not the one with like Ken Block and Nakai in it.
I thought you played Unbound because you had like the effects and crap.
No, I didn't play that one. Heat. Need for Speed Heat.
Yeah. The one in Miami, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That was the one that I
That's the one
played
I
last
played.
time too. I had a lot of fun with that game actually.
Yeah, I did too.
I felt like it was a little short, honestly.
It felt decently paced, but
Yeah.
I think it's because I switched between like, okay.
Oh, Jay just said, also Phil and Nick, you just lost. Well, yeah, we just lost the game, and therefore, so did 1,533 people as well. So you guys are welcome too. Anyway, what were we saying? Dang it, Jay.
Dang it.
Shut up.
Oh, there goes
He's not even here, and he's like messing up our
there goes
our
a thought train,
brains.
dude. Like,
What was I saying?
we were talking about Need for Speed. I think Heat.
Oh yeah, he was fun, but like, it still feels like this like modern gaming vibe that I've been trying to put words onto. I think it's like the subtle things that modern game devs do that feel obvious that they're engineering the game to keep you hooked on it. You know what I mean? Like, like if that makes sense. I guess like the most obvious example would be something like Candy Crush, right?
Yeah.
Where it's just very obvious that like this game is designed to keep you playing,
going, yeah.
to keep you coming back, to keep you addicted or whatever, or pretty much any mobile game, because they almost always will have those like, oh, you're out of fuel, so you can't do drag races on CSR, right?
Oh, that annoyed me so much.
But that's the point, is because they want you to spend $5 to put
like,
gas in
no.
your car so
No.
that you can race, right?
I will wait the 24-hour cooldown period.
And it's like starting to see that sort of stuff creeping into like PC gaming is like kind of, there's no other way for me to describe it besides like it's like that sus vibe of, is this actually a game made by artists or is this a game made by suits that want me to stay on this game as long as possible?
That's
You know
fair.
what I mean? Because it's like the motivation for making a good game hasn't been tell a good story anymore. It's been make as much money as possible for the company.
What features, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then maybe you can make another one if we like this franchise or whatever. Yeah, this podcast is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legend.
No. Like, who is it? Someone said it. Burnout. I love that series too.
Yeah. And Criterion's done, I think they did a Need for Speed, right?
They became Ghost.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
To my understanding, they became Ghost. But yeah, what was another racing game we were talking about? I totally blanked on it. I'm
Need for
sorry.
Speed and Underground.
Oh, remasters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So Konami announced that Metal Gear Solid 3 remaster.
Yeah.
It's like, as much as I want to play it, it's like I don't want to, because I know it's
I want Kojima's approval before. Yeah.
It's the principle that they booted Kojima, took his game, and now they're just monetizing it to make a big recovery from, oh yeah, we're getting rid of this guy, we're making everything Pachinko themed, and here's Metal Gear Survive. It's a crap
Oh
game.
God, that was so bad, dude.
So
Yeah.
I think they're trying to make amends for that, and oh my gosh, yeah.
So
it's
for
gonna
the-
be so hard to not buy it.
For our viewers that unfortunately missed out on the amazing game that Metal Gear Survive is.
You're not missing much.
Basically, right after Hideo Kojima got kicked out of Konami, they made another Metal Gear game, and it was just a really, really, really crappy like zombie survival game that had nothing to do with Metal Gear. Or
Yeah.
the series, or anything Kojima made. So it was just such the most obvious cash grab. But yeah, this made me think though how interesting it is that I feel like Kojima's kind of the first. I guess Miyamoto probably, but Kojima's like the modern like you don't generally think of one person being behind a whole video game or series or anything. You know what I mean? It's just like you don't think Drew Krypton or whatever for Mass Effect, right? Like even though he was the one that wrote the original stories or whatever.
Like the idea.
Like you don't think of Mass Effect as a Drew game, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like all of Kojima's games are Kojima games, and I find that so interesting to me because it's kind of like when, you know, like in movies where you can like a certain director or you can like a certain was it director of photography or whatever, you know what I mean? You like how they shoot, you like how they like tell stories and stuff. And I don't know, I find it kind of interesting that Kojima has done that but for video games, but it's like he's kind of the only one really.
Like pioneered it, kind of.
Yeah, I feel like he's the only one really that people actually take seriously in that, like, you know what you're getting when you're getting a Kojima game, you know what I mean? But it's like, Like, do you know what you're getting when you're getting a Randy Pitchford game? It could be good. It could be Borderlands 1 or 2, or it could be the pre-sequel or 3. You know,
I mean,
like it's.
Borderlands, I still like it. I played that recent one, Tiny Tina's Adventurelands. That one was fun.
Oh, I heard the spinoff was pretty dope.
Yeah, so it's definitely like a Dungeons and Dragons kind of deal.
Why is chat saying Jay got into gummies again?
Is he talking?
No, he's on the really good stuff because he's recovering from surgery. He's got the good, the industrial strength.
Oh my god.
The mental scarring. But
go ahead. Sorry.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say like another game that kind of has me trapped right now is Forza, because like every week they have a new season with a new car to unlock. So like the past couple of weeks they had a Audi RS6, a 2021 RS6.
That's funny.
I was like, okay, I got to go unlock it.
Yeah.
And then they had the Porsche Mission R, which is like their electric race car. So which I went to go unlock.
Oh, that's
as well.
pretty dope.
So I was like, okay, but it was free. I just had to do a couple races to unlock it, and I'm really not paying for it apart from my time and putting into the game.
Yeah.
But there's at least a couple new races to do inside the game, so it's not like, oh, I ran this track before, I know it kind of deal. It still felt fresh to me.
I feel like that's a good example of like a mid practice.
Yeah.
In that, okay, let me just elaborate though. Like it's because remember in like Forza Motorsport 3, you buy a DLC car and then it's immediately in your garage.
Yeah.
And then you're done. I'm just saying that would be kind of nice if I bought the car and then didn't have to also play the game to unlock it. Like I already played work to make the money to buy the car, right? Like
just give me the product.
Why am I playing more work? But I mean, I feel like I'm probably in a little bit of a minority in that like I really, really hate it when a game starts feeling like work or checking off a checklist. And that's the fastest way, at least for me personally, to just stop caring about the game, right? Like it was like, and I'm not saying that I'm obviously not saying that this opinion is the only opinion, because like one of my best friends, Mark Dizzle, is the total opposite. And every time we have to play a co-op game together, it's the most annoying thing because he has to be 100% completionist and he just runs around doing everything out of order. And I'm like trying to enjoy the story anyway. But yeah, no, obviously those are two sides of a coin. But yeah, like I hate when it's like it's just here, spend more time playing this game to unlock something that's and it's like it doesn't do anything except make me spend 5 more minutes, right? And it's like it's not really adding to my enjoyment of the game besides, you know, playing it a little bit longer. But like, yeah, I don't know, it's just it's like, don't make me feel like I'm working twice for something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially when I just got home off of work and I want to play a video game to unwind, and then it's going to remind me of work, where it's like, here, you have all these things to do, and then you get a car.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, I don't know. I get that. And it does feel like work, especially when they say like, okay, this is a limited item, and unless you want to pay a lot of money in the auction house with your
oh my God, sorry, Jay
money.
The chat is blowing up over Jay's pinned comment. I just saw it right now. It says, I don't know about you guys, but I love playing Raid Shadow Legends PC Edition on my 4060 Ti while listening to the amazing game sounds on my Raycon earbuds while surfing the net securely on NordVPN.
Are you also wearing a movement watch by chance?
Yeah, yeah, and a Ridge wallet. Dude, I got my Ridge
wallet.
What else?
And in your downtime, do you vacuum with a Dyson?
Oh yeah. And when I'm vacuuming with my Dyson, I gotta wear the Dyson headphones with the air filter, so I don't get the dust in my head. Phil, get Jay's bourbon out. No, I'm not gonna. No, that's called betrayal.
We should have brought our own, huh?
Betrayal. Slayer.
Oh, should we roll into the FTFAs?
Yeah, let's get into the FTFAs. I think you guys have suffered through me and Nick blabbering enough
about video games.
So FTFA is from the freaking audience. This is the section of the podcast in which we take your questions, not like 38 volume tomes of like entire encyclopedias of a question. Like a question, guys, please. So, like, if Jay has to scroll, he's not gonna save the email. So anyway, all right. So our first FTFA. Oh my God, my freaking watch is exploding. Do not disturb. I'm busy, guys. I'm a super important YouTuber. Sorry, what?
The watch check hasn't
That's not
cleared
what.
yet.
That's not what Jay
And the
says.
vacuum. Well, I have standards. Okay.
All right. Anyways, so Adam says, I don't know why it's all in super bold caps. I think Jay did this last time.
It looks like a Star Wars font. It's just like small and font.
It just says, I
each
work
line.
at SpaceX. Just kidding. Calm down, Phil. That's funny. What pickup truck would you like to have, and would you slam or lift it, not being worried about gas mileage, price, or where you live? I'm the worst person to answer this question, so let's go with Nick first. Because Nick has actually driven pickup trucks. I've driven like one pickup truck ever.
Jay's truck is scary, but I'm used to it now.
I had to drive a Tundra in Canada in this like tiny freaking narrow town.
Oh, well, is it what truck would you like to have? Okay, so right now it's that new 2024 Tacoma TRD because it has.
Yeah, agree. Actually, yeah.
A, it looks sick. B, they like. I'm just kind of excited. They changed up the engine so you can have like a hybrid option now instead of like the normal V6 they put in Tacoma, and the seats like they did so the passenger and driver seat they call it isodynamic, I think. But
it's like the semi truck seats where the seat has a suspension too.
It has it looks like a mountain bike suspension.
That's dope.
So you tune it to they give you like a chart basically. I watched the video on it, but they give you like a weight chart and you fill it up according to like the air, like a recommended spec. It's like an air shock or it's like air oil shock, something like that.
This is like airbags for your seat.
Yeah, so you basically get less recoil when you're like off-roading. So
right, yeah, because you're always getting thrown around.
Driving,
yeah.
You won't be thrown around as much. I'm like, that looks kind of cool.
Because that's the funny thing. Like, I don't really drive trucks, and I'm not really interested in them. But I have been off-roading more than a few times with like Subaru friends and stuff, and almost died a few times.
I've sent it in a UTV in Alaska in an undisclosed location.
Dude, it's scary when your friend says like, "Hey, don't look down on either side." And it's like we're on some stupid like there's no cell service. Like we're on some fire trail in the mountains, and I'm just like, dude, if we die right now, I'm gonna haunt you. I'm gonna haunt you and your family. It's gonna be your fault. Dude.
Legit, that was me and my friend. Like he told me when we got to the trail, I was like, "Oh yeah, I pulled out my sway bars, so it's gonna roll a lot more." And we're going up an incline and then a rock on the left side, and the car starts tilting on this, and like I'm instinctively going to like the highest point. So, and he's like, "Dude, just calm down." I'm like, I'm not calm. This is rolling way more. Next
time I went up there with a 40, and it was a lot better and more hilarious of an experience. I don't even remember what mountain I peed on the top of, but anyway, one of our mountains I peed on the top of.
FYI, I went to trade my custom Ram for a new Tundra TRD. Ooh. Dang. Hey, if it has those isodynamic seats, though, I really want to experience that. So
I'm gonna agree with Nick's Tundra thing just purely on
you mean Tacoma?
Tacoma, yeah. Purely on I like the way it looks. If any truck genre I had to pick from, it would probably be like trophy truck, Baja 1000 type stuff.
For sure.
Obviously, you can't really own one as a truck for daily. I mean, you could.
I'm not Cletus, dude.
Yeah, you could. Imagine, officer, I'm sorry, I didn't notice the 5 curbs there. I really didn't feel it, I swear. I didn't notice these parked cars here, sorry.
Those trucks look cool. I mean, I've seen a couple clips like the dude, like he just goes off the freeway on the side road.
Those suspensions always blow
just
my mind,
eating it up, and they're like, dude.
I mean, it's still obviously rough AF in there, but like the fact that the thing isn't immediately like
just
doing
to watch
backflips.
all the articulation is really neat.
That stuff is super cool. So yeah, okay. Next question is Derek. I mean, that's not the question. That's the dude.
It comes from Derek.
Or girl, I don't know. You never know. Who would win in a fight, John Wick or Rambo?
John Wick.
Yeah. Rambo's too showy.
Rambo doesn't have a cool bullet absorbing tuxedo.
Yeah, you're right. That's so cheating, though. Like cheating. Yeah, dude. No, it's hella cheating because imagine you're like writing a movie about assassins with guns, and you're just like, wait, but we need people to survive like more than one gunshot. What if we made the clothes bulletproof, dude?
It's like, dude.
Like, wait. If we could make clothes that bulletproof, like everyone would have a jacket like that.
Granted, like Rambo has like his tactic is ambush. It's one guy versus like the whole Russian army in one movie, I believe. But I mean, I don't think he could win in a head-on fight with John Wick.
Is it sad that like the only thing that this question makes me think of is how they're both going to end up in a really crappy Expendables sequel? Like, because the first Expendables was all right, and then they just kept going, and I was like, dude.
Please don't start.
Yeah.
Please don't start.
I was like, bro, these guys do not have enough Advil for their backs.
The only redeeming factor is they brought Chuck Norris in for like one movie.
Yeah.
And like while they're introducing
he
him,
just makes a Chuck Norris joke.
yeah, they were making Chuck Norris jokes leading up to his introduction.
And
like,
then he just says like stuff and then threatens somebody and then leaves.
Yeah, that was the highlight of the Expendables for me.
One funny line I do remember from the Expendables is like, "I'll be back. You've been back enough already, dude." Like, imagine saying that to Arnold into his face.
Like, I love the little clips that they put in that series. Like it wasn't worth making
but like
three of them.
it's like the Expendables is like a cake made of all icing. Like that's a problem with it, is that there's no
or fondant, because I hate
yeah, exactly. Like there's no substance. It's just all quips and funny, like, hey, remember when these guys did a movie? for basically our parents' generation, not even really us, you know.
But
like
we saw
we saw the same action scenes, but like, you know, it's not nostalgic in the way that like you know, I guess video games from our childhood would be. You know what I mean? Like that era of stuff and like actors and characters and all that stuff.
I like Crash Bandicoot.
I guess. I mean, yeah, I just it's like I have more sentimental value on a memory of like Halo 1 than I do of like Sylvester Stallone.
The only
you know,
thing,
like, because it's just like that was my dad's action star. It wasn't mine. I didn't really care about Sylvester Stallone that much. You know,
I didn't know who he was until like my uncle started.
But like my dad had like every laser disc of him ever, so like I knew who he was and what he looked like. But yeah, I didn't really care about him.
The only take
he wasn't Snake, right? Like I was still, I was super busy in a Metal Gear Solid 1. So
or Sam Fisher.
Yeah, exactly. Like he wasn't Snake or Sam Fisher or their voice actors, David Hayter or
Michael Ironside.
Yeah, Michael Ironside.
Oh.
So anyway, yeah, see, we remember the voice actors for these characters, but like we don't really care about it. The dudes that were in the Expendables.
Oh, well,
that shows our absolute millennialness right there.
That's okay.
Millennialness, and then for you, probably slightly Gen Z-ness.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, I know. For sure, I know, because like we have a perfect spectrum from Gen X down to Gen Z, because like Jay is mostly Gen X, but then sort of acts a little bit millennial. I'm pretty much smack dab in the middle of millennial, and then you're mostly millennial, but you act a little Gen Z. Yeah, you got some Z tendencies, including millennials.
I call cap.
No, on God, for real. Oh my God. Suddenly, I get the stupid ramen haircut.
Bro, your vibes are
no weapons. Rambo wins. Okay, Unleash 75 has a point. Rambo would win if it was no weapons. Like and. I guess he's just also assuming no bulletproof like shirts and
if
stuff.
It came down to knives, yeah.
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 I don't know.
Oh yeah, because Rambo did rip out the throat of a dude.
I feel like it would just be a kill trade at that point. Like if they were bare like hand fighting, yeah. I think they're both gonna kill each other. I don't think anyone's really gonna win. Or if one of them wins, it's like yeah, I technically won, but I'm still dying from my injuries eventually, you know?
So yeah, it'll just zero out at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Zero balance.
Well, it's like when lag compensation causes a kill trade in a video game, right? It's just like,
when you're already running behind the wall.
How did I kill him? How did he kill me when I killed him? It doesn't make any sense. It's like, you guys shot each other.
We'll just give it a trade.
Yeah. All right. Next question is from Nathan. It's a bit of a lead up, so I'll try to just read this and see where we end up. My father considers himself to be a car guy and is the family automobile expert, but isn't the most in tune with any technology. In parentheses, he's a total boomer. I don't know why he's yelling it, but to preface, the entire family at this point has a car that was manufactured within the last decade. Not sure where he got it, but he's been incredibly adamant recently that the entire household keeps their headlights switched off, not on automatic. The other crazy thing is he started doing is completely shutting off the radio and AC before he turns the car off. He claims it's to prolong the battery and the other parts of the vehicle. Is he right in doing these things, or is he just dumb? And either way, I hate that he does this in my personal car without saying anything. Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, personal
the
car.
last bit is, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, that sucks.
It's like, it's your car. So.
I mean, I could kind of see it as he makes you turn off the headlights to make it a habit to actually turn on your headlights. Because most drivers on the freeway, at least around here, don't have their main headlights on. It's always day running, and you don't see their taillights at night. So you're just kind of like staring at them when you pass by, like, where are your headlights, dude? It's like, they're already on. It's like, they're not on.
Counterpoint, this is how modern cars with automatic headlights end up driving on the freeway with no headlights or tail lights on at all.
Yeah.
Because the dash lights light up, right? Because most dashes are backlit even
backlit.
in the day now, yeah.
Either that or an actual screen now.
Yeah. Do people even remember when like we had needles that had to be lit from the front on a dashboard, you know? But anyway.
What?
Okay, so is he right in doing these things, or is he just dumb?
I'd say 50-50.
I'll say it. He's just dumb. It doesn't do anything. Like, obviously, the primary ignition switch turns off all of the accessories in the car. Otherwise, then nobody's battery would last if you accidentally left the fan on. You know what I mean?
I would argue and then give him points for doing the headlight thing. That way.
No, I don't think so, because it's automatic. So just let the computer do the computer thing.
If it's not going to computer, you're going to end up like not using it anyways.
Well, yeah, but then if you end up not using it and it's set to automatic, then it uses itself, and then you always have your headlights in the correct position.
How do we know it's going to go on though?
Doesn't matter.
You might just manually turn it on at that point.
Okay, well, if you manually turn on the headlights, how do you know they're not on?
You see the little headlight symbol in your dash.
Cool. You will also see that when the auto thing turns off.
I don't have an auto thing. I wouldn't know.
Also, another sign that your headlights are on at night is because the ground in front of you is illuminated.
But that could just be day running lights. It can't even be headlights.
Yeah, you're right. I hate that. Oh my God. Yeah, this is an interesting issue because it's definitely one of those where I'm on the side of like, no, the user is doing it wrong, and it's just completely pointless. It's not gonna hurt anything, but it's not necessary. And to me, that's they are wrong on the internet, and they shouldn't do that. So that's why I'm saying yes, he's dumb. But Nick is saying you can do it. It doesn't hurt. And if anything,
but specifically for the headlight thing, the other thing I agree is dumb. But specifically, at least. I don't know, like cars don't come with a tutorial to tell you like, hey, these are the buttons you need to use. Because if they did, BMW owners would be using indicators.
My counterpoint is if you're too dumb to figure that out, you should not be in charge of a 3,000 plus pound object that can go 60 miles an hour in close proximity with other people.
With other people.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just there. How many times have you been driving and been like, how has this idiot gotten a license? Right? Like,
you really start to wonder.
Just saying, if you can't figure out a headlight switch, then like, bro.
That is part of the driving test, though, right? They do the headlights.
I think so. I don't know.
Before you do the drive test.
I did mine when I was 18, so I don't remember it.
Same.
All right. So anyway, yeah, keep it on auto, keep it on off, whatever. It's not a bad thing, but it's not also saving any battery or anything. It doesn't really matter. And lead acid batteries don't really wear down like lipos do. Nowhere near as much. You know what I mean? Like it's different battery chemistry. You gotta look that stuff. You gotta look that stuff up because it's a whole different battery than the one that's in here or in a laptop or in any other modern tech device. All right, next question is TJ. A question for everyone: if you're given an opportunity or skill to prepare and cook your own burger, how will this sounds like Miller's like. So in Metal Gear Solid 5, there's like. You can collect these tapes for like lore and stuff. Mm-hmm. And there's a whole tape series. It's like 6 tapes long.
Oh, of Cause's tapes?
Cause trying to find the perfect burger. Yeah. And this is what it's reminding me of. Where, like, I love that they keep working their way towards like a more and more McDonald's-y manufactured burger. Because at first he starts with like all these gourmet ingredients. Yeah. And then like Code Talker at the end is just like, this is perfect. And he's like, it's all chemicals. It's like, yes, exactly. This is the American way. I'm just like, it's so good. But anyway, do you use egg binding in your ground beef for the patty? Wow, that's above my pay grade as far as cooking.
I haven't used egg in my binding before.
Nick has significantly more skill points set in cooking, so I'll let him answer that. And what toppings and sauces would you use?
The topping is going to be...
So Nick's perfect burger.
Gosh, my perfect burger.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, well, so I usually just copy my mom's recipe, and where we do mushrooms, onions cut up, mix it in with the meat, and then I don't remember what we use for binding. It could be an egg, but sometimes we don't. Cause
I didn't even know you had to binding.
You can use binding, yeah. I mean, it helps keep the shape together.
I've used an egg, I guess, not really as a binding, but like, it blew my mind when I found out that was like the secret to fried rice. Is like, and that's how you get like the color along with the soy sauce and stuff. But like, yeah, I didn't think of the fact that like the rice would be coated in egg. But that
makes sense. But yeah, I mean, just homemade.
What kind of toppings though? That's interesting.
Lettuce, tomato, raw onion. I like the raw onion, and then either mayo ketchup or Thousand Island.
Just classic.
And then sometimes barbecue sauce instead of the ketchup. Just like mix it up. So it depends what you really like.
Jay just outed you. I'm sorry.
Oh my
FYI,
God.
anytime Nick drives any of my cars, he turns my auto headlights off. And it drives me fucking insane.
Hey, go back to playing Raid Shadow Legends.
See? I told you, no, Nick is wrong. Everyone agrees. Everyone agrees. Nick is wrong about this. That's so funny. I didn't notice that. You would.
I don't even touch his headlights, though.
Jay says he's a monster. Oh my gosh. J.R. Bodner says, my girl does the same thing and drives me crazy. So Nick is just a girlfriend that drives Jay's cars. Dude, next time you gotta set his seat to like his wife's setting before you get out.
Oh no, change the seat profile.
Yeah,
to be his wife's profile.
Yeah,
so
change
every
it.
time he changes it, it just pushes it up to the wheel.
You're gonna like break his knees. Dude.
But like, I want to be there to see it, but I don't want to be there because I'll be in strangling range.
I remember one time like I forgot. I think it was. I was driving his RS6. That I had the seat set up for me. I mean, like Jay could barely even reach in to like get something out of the center console because the seat was so far forward.
Dude, for the longest time, like
I was like, I want to see Jay actually try to get into like one of my seats.
He can tell when I've been in his car though, because I change it. Like I hold it for 3 seconds. Like I count how long I hold the button to move the seat forward.
Oh,
so I always hold it and move it back when I'm done now.
God, that would like that. Just hearing that like triggers my OCD of like not knowing exactly where the seat went.
Yeah, so like
I'm just roughly 3 seconds. Like no, I can't.
Actually, like,
I need to know.
I count it.
Yeah,
just to make sure.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I love that he had to chime in and be like, no, he always turns my headlights
He
off.
is wrong.
He's a monster. Yeah, you are a monster. Jeez, dude. I'm going to go to this next question because I don't want to be in the room for any longer than I have to be with this monster that turns automatic headlights off. Oh, Jay's calling me. I'm scared. Hello? Wait, hold on. Let me be on speakerphone. All right, say it again.
It's not the fact that he changes my shit around in my cars. It's the fact that he doesn't fucking put it back. Put my shit back when you're done. Goodbye.
He said goodbye. He ended that call on his terms, not ours. Dang.
Period.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so anyway, to answer the burger question.
I don't even want to talk about burgers anymore. Next question.
I leave my burgers on automatic. No. It would probably just be whatever In-N-Out does to a double-double. Like, I'm buying their spread for sure as the sauce. And then, and then just making a double burger with a crap ton of American cheese. Probably lettuce and tomato, not really onions because I don't really dig raw onions. Although grilled onions, yeah, it'd be an In-N-Out. It would just basically be a double-double with grilled onions, which is whole grilled onions, which is exactly what I get. Anyway, okay. Next question. Sorry for the sniffles to Allard. There's like this morning when I got to my car, it wasn't even the color of my car because there was so much pollen on it.
My car was colored.
Yeah, it was like yellow.
Color.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I don't remember
why?
buying a yellow car. Anyway, Steven asks, what game soundtrack would you like to play automatically when you enter public spaces? FTL or Mass Effect or I mean, the stereotype would say Halo, obviously, but like, there's nothing that I do in real life that is that epic. So like
your wrestling intro song.
Oh yeah, what would be my wrestling intro song? Yeah. Oh crap, I don't know.
Okay. The only thing they fear is you from Doom Eternal. But that's like such a cop out nowadays.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, because you're never gonna be as badass as Doom guy.
All right, it's probably gonna be like something from Animal Crossing at this point.
That one song that they put on all the cute kitten videos.
Yeah, all the lo-fi Animal Crossing tracks. That'll be my entry song.
Oh, that actually reminded me. There's a guy on YouTube that does lo-fi Star Wars tracks, and like that is one of my guilty pleasures of just having that playing in the background chilling.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so good.
We've listened to it before.
I think I know they haven't. There's like 1,500 people that may not know about this guy.
Is it what? Closed on Sunday, right?
Yeah. I think that's the guy's name. Is Closed on Sunday.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you guys are welcome. That guy does awesome work, and I love his lo-fi Star Wars.
I like the cantina, the lo-fi cantina.
Yeah. So I would say, I guess lo-fi Star Wars stuff would be like my idle state music background. And then if I'm doing anything interesting, then I guess probably something from Mass Effect.
My idle state would be the buy a soundtrack from The Sims.
Right? Yeah. I don't know why I imagined like something like that, or like the Wii menu music.
Oh, God.
Like when because I've seen you like just standing, and for some
Blue
reason
screen.
your brain decided like I don't feel like thinking for the next 5 seconds. So I've just seen Nick just standing there, and that's what I imagine is like his head's just going doot 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 doot. Yeah, exactly.
Burn, burn, burn. Burn, burn, burn. But it's like bass boosted. Burn, burn, burn.
Wow, this is what happens when Jay's not here. Jay's mic is going to be super low next time he seats by the desk. I don't know what you're talking about. This is the normal. This is how tall I am. Guys, this is just how tall I am. No. Hay Fever. Yeah, everyone's talking about the allergies and stuff. Carpenter Brute. Yep, heard about them. Ooh, Final Fantasy VII battle music. See, that's another thing in which I don't think anything I do in my life is epic enough to have that as its soundtrack. But if I did do something, then yes, that would be sick.
I think the scariest would be like anything from Elden Ring, because like when you walk in the area and you just hear that, you instantly think there's a boss battle happening. It's just like, it's like, nope, don't want it. Yeah.
It's been a while since, this kind of got me thinking of like, it's been a while since music has, really made a video game scene, you know what I mean? Like where it's like, think like Halo Warthog Run or any of Doom 2016 or Eternal, right? Where it's like if you were to take the music away, this would be a obviously worse experience. Yeah. I feel like it's been a while since then, you know what I mean? Even Jedi Survivor, which is surprising because it's Star Wars music, you would think that, it would be dope. I don't really remember that many themes from it, you know what I mean?
Just replace it with the Doom soundtrack.
Oh, yo. That'd be sick. And then replace all the enemies with younglings. I mean, what?
What?
Crisis 3 music. Oh, you want to blow your mind? Look up the Crisis theme and then look up the Pacific Rim theme. They're like the exact same melody.
Was it?
They're two different people too. They're two different composers, which blew my mind.
Was Hans Zimmer, right?
I believe so, actually. Yeah. Okay. And then Pacific Rim was not. It was like some other guy. I forgot his name, but yeah. No, I mean, it's a dope melody, so I can see why they copied it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, it's kind of like Michael Bay recycling a scene from The Island in one of the Transformers movies.
I think he's done that in like 3 movies. Yeah, it's that freeway shot, right? With like the car that
railroad train.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's done it. I think he's reused it in at least like 2 or 3 movies. But hey, that's smart.
Yeah.
You know how much money that scene probably cost to film, dude? Bro. Rent a whole freeway.
Save some money.
Yeah. Just like what did they originally flip in the movie? It was like a crane truck, right?
A couple cars or like the wheels off a railroad
car. Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, God damn it. Like, that's it. This is a completely random tangent, but it's not like the show hasn't been random tangents all day. But imagine, like, I feel like the most annoying job would be the cleanup crew after an action movie. Because it's like, oh, let's rent this highway and like 50 cars and explode them all into each other and flip them everywhere. All right, cool, sick. All right, next up, we're gonna do character stuff.
I want to know what happens at the end of like a zombie movie, because who's got to like clean up the set or
exactly, right? Like,
how do they reset it if they mess up on like a squib explosion? Like,
yeah, because you rent the freeway, right? And like, but doesn't the process of filming something like that do damage?
Just
because it's like normal cars don't usually explode and flip on a freeway. I don't think that's a normal use case for the
fluids and stuff, like,
unless it's a Tesla, right? Then that's a really intense
you have
fire.
To have a special extinguisher.
Yeah, it would be funny to be on the cleanup crew. I feel like that would be an interesting documentary topic for sure. Like be embedded with one of those, like the cleanup crew for these things, and it's an interesting. What got me thinking of that is like I randomly saw like a video about Viscera cleanup detail.
Did that game?
Yeah, and that's the exact concept of that game. It's like, what if you were the cleanup guy after the crazy gunfight with the aliens and stuff?
To this day, I've only done one level, and it's not even 100%.
It's funny though. But yeah, that game is hilarious with friends. It's like it's funny to think like, what about those people for movie sets too? Because although I guess with more and more CGI nowadays, you don't have to clean up as much. That's probably honestly why they do it too, because
the markers probably like just reference markers maybe.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like it's really expensive to rent a real freeway.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why the Matrix 3 and 2 built one. Because they were like, dude, it's literally cheaper to build our own freeway and rent a bunch of cars and then just drive them in circles on it. Which blew my mind that they actually built an actual freeway. But anyway, what is actually happening? Oh wait. Oh, by the way, we got we got Dev on shirt. I scrolled down and then in our notes it says plug merchandise in own butt. So I'm plugging the merchandise into your guys' butts by saying that we got Dev on shirts and we got our dope new gaming mats. Yeah, the freaking retrowave sick design. I can't wait till we get them in because I'm excited to replace mine at home. Check that out at JayzTwoCents.com. And
don't you have to be rolling the music too?
Oh yeah. And thanks for watching. Almost at 99% of the show. It's hard to do this without Jay. All right, guys. Till next time, we will see you guys next week on Friday.
Maybe Jay might be back.
Yeah, be sure to give your love to Jay as he's recovering. He's in chat right now, I think.
He's gonna be heckling our chat too.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be heckling me over the weekend. But yeah. Anyway, that is it for me and Nick. I hope you guys have enjoyed us rambling your ears off and just nerding out about.
Don't forget
stuff.
to send your questions to RTFM and RTFM at JayzTwoCents.com.
RTFM at JayzTwoCents.com if you guys want to be featured in the FTFA section. And yeah, till next time, guys.
Later.
Peace.